Madam.
Yes, sir.
Well, you are now with the SG, okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't feel free. Okay? Feel free, don't sit down. Come to surrender.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your name is? Brandon,
Yes, sir.
You to fight where? Mato,
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are decided to listen to the voice of the head of state, ask you to come and give a gun, lay down your gun and enjoy the normal life now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, give me your gun now. The gun is fat. Yes. See, you have done something wonderful for your own freedom, for your own life, for the life of your family members. I'm very sure that your mother is going to be very, very happy because you have succeeded to save yourself and to save also other people. Okay? Don't be afraid. You are from today a free man. With the head of state, your excellency Paul Biya, who is your father, who assigned us to welcome you. Trust your brothers, company commanders. Tell them that you are with him, you are with the SGO, you are in family. And before now going to GDR, because GDR, it is where the LOC said they should take you, we pray for you, we take care of you, of your health, and to see how to help you in order to reform your small activities. Right, Brandon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lesson number one, my country people talk about it. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead. Lesson number one, my country people talk about it. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, we're going to be technical to what they do here. We'll thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Number 60 for May 2025, my country people them. Now our website is www.countrypeople.com, and as soon as I see I write this article where I post them for Facebook as well, saying an open letter with some person write to the governor of Northwest Region, Mr. Lele Afrique, where he cry for help for Tuba subdivision. So I don't already post the actual content of the open letter, but I want to read them out again because you know, say some people the day where they not fit read, some people the day where they fit understand the content, why where they shower, they cook, or they wash, or they do other things them, when I feel listen to the sound of my voice instead. I know, I've been now on a slave, man where it don't come for die for una back, and they do junk man shit for una back. So I go read them out for now. The person write them say, this is an open letter to the governor of the Northwest Region. Your Excellency, Governor Lele Afrique Adolphe, the governor of Northwest Region of Cameroon. The subject, now a cry for help. The escalating insecurity and the killings in Bambili, Tuba subdivision. Your Excellency, warm and respectful greetings from a deeply concerned youth of the Northwest Region and more precisely in Tuba subdivision. I write with a heart full of sorrow and urgency on behalf of a population that is living in fear, trauma, and complete despair due to the fast degenerating security situation in Bambili. What was once a beacon of peace and academic excellence is now turning into a killing field, and the people feel completely abandoned. So the people in Tuba, they feel abandoned by the state. Your Excellency, within just 1 week, Bambili has been the scene of repeated bloodshed. On Sunday, 27th of April 2025, a civilian teacher was brutally murdered by Ambazonian terrorists in Bambili. Just 4 days later, on Thursday, the 1st of May 2025, a branch manager of Mogamo Travel Agency was shot dead by Amba terrorists right beside Mile 9 Gendarmerie unit with no reaction from the security forces stationed just meters away. On Saturday, the 3rd of May 2025, the palace of the Fon of Bambili was attacked by the same Amba Smelly terrorist. A civilian was killed. The same day, the mayor residence will be attacked, and they also attack for square. They kill 2 people them, and they attack for general manager for UNVDA compound. They kill 2 people them, and they injure at least 5. I don't broadcast that information for now before. The person continued for talk say, Your Excellency, this is not normal. This is war, according to ye. War between the Ambazona terrorists and the population. Now the war that we mean. This is a calculated attempt to destabilize Bambili, the host town of over 34,000 students of the University of Bamenda. Thousands of families and an economy that supports the entire subdivision. The population is terrified. Parents are withdrawing their children from school. Students live in constant panic. Economic life is crumbling. And sadly, the security architecture meant to protect us has collapsed. So, the gendarmerie, the army, the police, they are not doing enough. Despite what we not only do, the reality from the results that are produced on the ground is that it is not enough, and I agree. So the person continued for talk say, aside from the respected head of Semil, the rest of the local security forces have failed us. The Bambili Gendarmerie unit has gained a notorious reputation for extorting money from motorbike riders and transporters rather than offering protection. Even worse, they did nothing during the killing of the Mogamo branch manager just meters away from their base. The JPIN forces stationed right beside the University of Bamenda remained passive as the mayor, the general manager of UNVDA, and the fund of Bambili came under attack, coordinated attacks. Their inaction is beyond comprehension. We are fed up, demoralized, and feel betrayed by the very institutions created to ensure our safety. Your Excellency, Bambili is dying and Tuba is bleeding. The people of the subdivision, especially the youth, are calling on you to act immediately and decisively to prevent this town from becoming a full-fledged red zone. We propose the following emergency measures. So it talks about the immediate security actions needed. 1. Deploy a military base at Irat Bafukum, a known infiltration point used by the armed criminal terrorists. 2. Set up a military post in Bambui, which serves as a critical corridor for Ambazona terrorist criminals entering Bambili. 3. Install a well-equipped military base at Mile 11 near the Handicap Center for rapid response and deterrence. We strongly emphasize we do not need more gendarmes or police who extort and abandon their duties. What we need is a strong, reliable, and professional military presence. So when I see them say, the people that they ask now for army, not gendarme, not police, because let's be honest, police and gendarme, they get a terrible reputation for extorting people. Because many of them, the truth now say, they should not never road, they collect their money, they don't even care, even the Amba, they come on top bike, as long as Amba pay them, they pay pass, they collect their money. That is the truth. Now, what should that happen in the Anglophone zone? I know some when I go talk about Continent, why you know they talk about that? Because that one, na arata way there for my house. Why were my house there on fire? My priority now for quench the fire way there for house. Now Ambazona terrorism that where they kill people. Maybe now for worry, what are some arata they chop granite for house? You understand? You got arata with the thief granite is not my priority right now. It is a concern. If my house was not on fire, I for the focus on the arata. So Anglophones, they don't can give we a bigger problem to worry about than the gendarme and police corruption. So we're not going to worry about arata with the chop granite for house when where the house they burn. I hope so that one it be clear. So now see now why that way the person they write it emphasize. So they don't want more gendarmes or police, and I understand why he write them so. He is right. They want the army. Because army, they go out on the field and they get the job done. Army, they need to run for corner road. They need to break motor, check papers, do this. They go after the criminals, after the terrorists. They neutralize them. They come back to base. So the person continue. It talks say, additional recommendations. Now for 1, immediately replace the current heads of the gendarmerie and the police in Tuba with competent, incorruptible officers. 2, organized an emergency security consultation in Bambli, bringing together traditional authorities, youth leaders, university stakeholders, and community representatives to map out the various infiltration routes and propose grassroots solutions. So go to the grassroots. Go to the people the way they be affected by the criminality and the insecurity. Ask them, how do these terrorists come in? How do they operate? What is their modus operandi? How can we stop them? Give us your proposals. How do you think we, the security forces and the administration, can help reduce this? Una go here. The students, they go tell una. The mayor go tell una. The people, the way they feel the consequences on the ground, they go tell una. So I totally agree with that one. The next point it talks the need for impose a nighttime curfew or a ban on motorbikes starting from 6 p.m. to reduce the movement of armed groups who usually operate under the cover of darkness. Now, wait till this way we institute them for Bamenda, where me and Okana Clovis will be champion them for ban the circulation of bikes, especially in the central town of Bamenda. And when I don't see the result, after we institute that ban, kidnapping for ransom, it dropped instantly. Capo Daniel, of course, he can claim credit. He can claim credit, say kidnapping don't go down. So the next point it talks about it. May they establish and train community-based vigilante groups supervised directly by the military and supported with basic logistics. When they talk about logistics, we don't necessarily talk about guns. No. Logistics, which way they need an away, whistle, torchlight, Okada them, even cutlass, even rain boots. The basic logistics. Now, wait that way, vigilante, they need them. Mobile phones, top up credits. I 100% agree with that point as well. The next point, it talks about they install drone surveillance systems and CCTV cameras, blah, 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 blah. That would take too much money, too much time, too much technical ability required for do that one, and it will cost a lot. So that is not feasible. It's a good idea, but it's in the long run. Now, something that if you plan them in the next 6 months, 1 year, but wait way Bambly it require them. Now wait way when I put them in place next week for make sure say when I immediately cut down on the insecurity and cut down on the kidnappings and the killings. Next week, we need to talk about something where some person who can't write project for say, okay, I will go for China or for Japan or for London for go buy security camera. It will cost me 5 million. And then I go install them and then come propose a project for install CCTV. Now who could monitor them? And then now who could send the information for the response? Who would respond to the information where they see? So that one, a long-term thing where if they talk about next year in two years time serve. So that one, out of the question. I disagree. So the person continue. It talks, Your Excellency, this is not a political matter. This is a humanitarian crisis. Every day we delay, more lives are at risk. Exactly. Every day we delay, more lives they are at risk. Now, why that CCTV problem? Now, something that way, now long-term thing. We don't need for delay. This one, I think, we will put them in place in next week. If the governor come off the office now, call the mayor for Tuba, DO for Tuba, and the gendarmerie and all those people, and get a crisis meeting tomorrow in 2 days time, 3 days time. The vigilante can be set up in 5, 6 days time, 7 days time, and within 1 week they can go operational. For buy mobile phones, you go for Bamenda, for main town, or even for Bambly Day. When I get 7, 8, 9, 10 mobile phones them for 120,000 francs, put them together. All of those things them, you can set up the whole of these things, buy 3, 4 Okada them, set them up, the whole vigilante, how it Kumba, it gets safety now. No Amba, no fit enter Kumba. No fit. Even if they try enter, they need to come out because of the security situation we're there for inside Kumba right now. Now wait this way, now the same things in this way it happened for Kumba before safety, before security and peace enter inside Kumba. So it continues for talk, say, we beg you not to treat this matter as one of many. This is a desperate cry from a bleeding community sent to you in faith and with the belief that your leadership still holds the power to restore order. Bambly is not just a town. It is the academic heart of this region. If we lose Bambly, we lose a cornerstone of education, peace, and development in the Northwest region. Yours faithfully, a concerned youth of Tuba subdivision. Of course, my country people them, I get new telephone number where when I see them on the screen for the +44 7777 391722. So as of the 5th of May yesterday, not the 15th as that sign it talk, as of the 5th of May yesterday, 2025, now my new telephone number that are there on WhatsApp now for the due broadcast and all of those things there. So when I save this telephone number way there on the screen right now and then delete the other telephone number where when I get them for when I countryman. So now my new telephone number that and that one now the open letter where they send them to the governor of Northwest Region and with the hope and with the pray and with the beg. Say, Pa, Lele Afrique. As we cried for you last time, say, make we ban the circulation of Okada for Bamenda, for save my people their lives. You be here where I cry, and the ban them, and lives they don't be saved. Whether you like them or not, that's just the truth. Now, people then for Bambili, for Tuba in general, they cry. Bambui, Bambili, they cry. The same situation. With the beg, use your baby power and authority for put things them in place, basic things them, for save our lives them. As they talk, the gendarme them, the police, they need to do enough. Yes, one time they do them, but it's not enough. We need army. Army. We need an army for that place. We need an army. Gendarme should not for corner road and police. They be law enforcement. We need army. People the way they go inside bush, go find terrorists. Now people in that will need them. Where they gather intelligence, they work meticulously, follow one target, so they go catch them, close that case, and then start them again, start another one with another shit, no white blast. I don't give them a picture for the shit, no white blast where they keep people for Bambui and Bambili, so-called General Sinaman. I don't say una you picture. Now in that, okay, una kill them. I take God name back una kill them. Now in that, a real name na Kingsley. It be been a mechanic for 4 corners Bambui day. Now it be general where they kidnap my people them. We go kill them. Thank you plenty. Today, number 6th day for May 2025.
Lesson number 1, my country people, Dr. Weti. Listen, whether or not you accept my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Page 63 of this book, The Untold Story of Cameroon's Reunification. So many persons are still not very clear with the process of the reunification. That is from 1955 to 1961. It started with, did it start with the plebiscite?
No, the 1955
to 1961.
1955. 2 major events took place in 1955.
Okay.
One was the creation of the Cameroon National Democratic Party, the KNDP, with the political platform of secession from Nigeria and ultimate reunification. I emphasize ultimate reunification. And the second major event was what? The UN visiting mission visited the territory in 1955. So from between 1955 to 1961, there were 3 major political currents in the territory. Independence in association with Nigeria, independence by reunifying with the French Cameroon, and independence as a separate state. And where Cameroonians have been told many things that at times I ask myself if we are sincere. Dr. EML in Delhi and NNBLA of the KNC-KPP alliance wanted independence in association with Nigeria. John Gu Foncha Joa wanted independence by reunifying with French Cameroon. At one time, the fronts and chiefs, this is where Cameroonians get everything mixed up. At one time, the fronts and chiefs wanted Southern Cameroon to achieve independence as a separate state. And that's why from Achirimbi II, in 1956, it was not in 1959, at the Chiefs Conference in 1956, said we want neither water nor fire, which means we want neither independence in association with Nigeria or independence by reunifying with French Cameroon. They wanted independence as a separate state. We are talking of 1956. But between 1956 and 1959, that position by the Fronts and Chiefs, the Fronts and Chiefs themselves abandoned that position. I say this with two examples. In the London Constitutional Conference of 1957, von Gallagher II went to the conference as a member of the KNC-KPP alliance. And it should be recalled that the KNC-KPP alliance stood for independence in association with Nigeria, which means that von Gallagher II was in line with the political platform of the KNC-KPP alliance. John Gould Foncha led the KNDP party. And the KNDP party was what? Independence, secession from Nigeria, and ultimate reunification. When they got to London, von Gallagher II sent a telegram to von Achirimbi requesting him to gather all the Fronts and Chiefs to support the KNDP position, which in effect means that von Gallagher II abandoned the KNC-KPP position in favor of the KNDP position, to the extent that when the delegations returned to Southern Cameroons, Dr. EML in Delhi decided to replace von Gallagher II as far as the resumed London Constitutional Conference of 1958 was concerned, because von Gallagher II was no longer speaking the language of the KNC-KPP alliance. So the position of the Fronts and Chiefs, which they held in 1956, changed in 1957. Subsequently, at the plebiscite conference of monthly plebiscite conference of August 1958, when Achirimbi reminded the participants that the Fronts and Chiefs had said we want neither water nor fire. Most Cameroon historians think that that statement was made in 1958. Von Achirimbi II was merely referring or reminding the participants what the Fronts and Chiefs had said in 1956. And in that same 1958, there was the 4th UN visiting mission, and there was no request for independence as a separate state. This should be made very clear. There was no request for independence, no sustained request for independence as a separate state. And in addition, to tell you that independence as a separate state at that time was not popular, was not very popular, unlike what after 1972 and more especially after 1984, Anglophones are trying to give the impression that the most popular option was independence as a separate state. It should be pointed out that in February 1959, PM Kale founded the Cameroon United Party. And this was the first political party that came out strongly, forcefully, in favor of independence as a separate state. Unfortunately, he had no support. This should be very clear. He had no support. So when Anglophones are saying that third option was the most popular, why is it that Kale, who was a political giant in Southern Cameroon politics in his own right, came out with his party for independence as a separate state? He did not have a reasonable following.
Okay, from what I get from you, how would you compare the chiefs? Because one would imagine that the chiefs at the time were so powerful compared with what we have today.
Definitely. The voters at the time more or less followed the directives of the chiefs and funds. The funds and chiefs were powerful, and most often they did not directly identify with a particular political party. They were not militants, card-carrying militants, unlike what we have nowadays.
In the book written The Untold Story of Cameroon's Reunification, the Recipada talks about the organization conduct of the plebiscite. The plebiscite was organized by who?
And the plebiscite was organized by the UN. It was a UN organized plebiscite. And the two questions were: you want to achieve independence by joining Nigeria, or you want to achieve independence by joining the Republic of Cameroon? And as I've said it, the campaigns of the KNDP were well done, well oiled, and the KNDP was able to get most of the funds and chiefs. Most of the funds and chiefs. And of course, the KNDP had the financial support of President Amadou Ahidjo and of the reunification forces in the Republic of Cameroon. Reunification forces led by Paul Sopor Priso. And although the KNC-KPP, which later on became the CPNC, had financial support from the Action Group, the financial support came very late and played little or no part in the campaign. So the position of the KNDP won and won heavily, and although Anglophones are still trying to see that was not the option. The third option was, what they wanted was independent as a separate state, and they tend to say the UN did not apply Article 76B. I would like to refresh the memory of Cameroonians and Anglophones especially. Article 76B called on the administrating authority to administer, in this instance, the people of Southern Cameroon towards self-government or independence, depending on the circumstances and the expressed wishes of the people. That's the complete. So most historians, Cameroon historians, just cite just part of Article 76B. Says and minister the people towards self-government or independence. Why did the UN come up with a plebiscite and or whatnot? The complete Article 76B says administer the people towards self-government or independence according to the circumstances and the express wishes of the people. And how do you get the express wishes of the people? By a plebiscite.
Okay. Now, by the plebiscite, the people voted.
You see, a plebiscite is a political mechanism. And in any democracy, sovereignty lies with the people. In this particular instance, when Southern Cameroons opted to achieve independence by joining the Republic of Cameroon,